Hi, my name is Chuck Kerrigan. On this video I'd like to demonstrate some polyrhythms and different ways we can apply them to odd time signatures. And I'd like to dedicate this to my teachers, Alan Dawson, Joe Morello, and Armin Santarelli. Now, I first became interested in polyrhythms when I saw Joe Morello play a four-way polyrhythm. And he was playing 2 on his hi-hat, 3 on his bass drum, 4 on his ride cymbal, and 5 on his snare. So first I'd like to demonstrate that. So that's a nice exercise to just kind of loosen up your 4 limbs and just get used to polyrhythmic ideas. So the first basic polyrhythm is 2 against 3. So for this one we'll start with a basic pulse of 3/4, and then we'll be playing dotted quarter notes on the snare drum. Now, to apply this to 4/4 time, we'll start with a basic pulse of 4/4 and then play a series of dotted quarter notes on the snare, and this pattern will repeat every 3 bars. Okay, so to apply this to 5/4, again we'll start with the basic pulse of 5/4 and then play a series of dotted quarter notes on the snare, and again this pattern will repeat every 3 bars. And again, we can apply it to 7/8 time. So here we'll start with a basic pulse of 7/8, and on the snare we'll be playing a dotted 8th note series, and again this will repeat every 3 bars. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, the next polyrhythm is 3 against 2, which in 4/4 time comes out to be 6 against 4. So here we'll start with a basic pulse of 4/4 time, and then we'll play quarter note triplets on the snare drum. Okay, now applying that to 3/4 time, we'll start with the basic pulse of 3/4, and again play a series of quarter note triplets on the snare drum, and this will repeat every 2 bars. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. And applying it to 5/4 time, we'll start with the basic pulse of 5/4, and then play a series of quarter note triplets on the snare drum, which will repeat every 2 bars. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Applying the 3 against 2 to 7/8 time, start with a basic pulse of 7/8, and then we'll play a series of 1/8 note triplets on this one, and again I'll repeat every 2 bars. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, now one of the next common polyrhythms is 3 against 4. Now for this one, we'll start with a basic pulse of 4/4 time, and then we'll play half note triplets on the snare drum. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So applying this to 3/4 time, we'll start with a basic pulse of 3/4, and again we'll play a series of half note triplets on the snare, and this pattern will repeat every 4 bars. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Okay, applying this to 5/4 time, we'll start with a basic pulse of 5/4, and again play a series of half note triplets on the snare, and this will repeat every 4 bars. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, now the next common polyrhythm is 4 against 3. For this one, we'll start with the basic pulse of 3/4, and then we'll play a series of dotted 1/8 notes on the snare drum. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Now applying this to 4/4, we'll start with a basic pulse of 4, and then again play a series of dotted 1/8 notes on the snare, And this pattern will repeat every 3 bars. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And applying this to 5/4 time, start with a basic pulse of 5, and again play a series of dotted eighth notes on the snare. And this pattern will repeat every 3 bars. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now, another way to use polyrhythms is as a foot ostinato when you're doing solo work, and this is a nice way to gain some independence and free up your limbs. So one way we can do that is to play 3 on the bass drum against 2 on the hi-hat, and then do an ad-lib solo over top of it with the hands. So we'll start with 2 on the hi-hat, add 3 on the bass, and then solo over top. 1. Solo is to play 3 on the hi-hat against 4 on the bass drum, and then solo over top. 1, 2, 3. Okay, so I hope these ideas have helped you. So thanks a lot, and best of luck to you.
Okay, good deal.